Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. I am Crispy and today we are back on my butterfly island of Mariposa, and I'm standing in front of the Able sisters because we still need to work on this area. Last time what we did was a huge build back there by the museum. Where is the museum? Here. The two huge sunken butterfly waterfalls. We worked on all of that area and it was a really huge build. I worked really hard on it, so I will link that video below if you haven't seen it. Please go and check it out. But we still have our blue villagers here, not Jeremiah, but Blue Bear and Eone. We still have their yards to do. We still have Tad and Lily's yard to do, and we still have Murphy and Nibble's yards to do. So we still have basically the whole left side of the island. More to finish than I thought. I was hoping to be able to finish today, but I'm not sure that I'm gonna get that far because we have more left to do than I thought, but I will do my best. If we don't finish today, maybe we can finish next time and we'll just work on this island this week. But I want to do the Able sisters because it's the last in around this area here that we have left to decorate, and then I want to move up to maybe our blue villager yards. I have to figure out where I'm going to put my house because I realized that I forgot to put my house somewhere. So I might put it in the bottom left corner of the map, maybe. I'm not sure. We'll figure it out. But first, I'm gonna work on this and we'll see how far we get today. Alright, so the first build that we worked on is the Able sisters, and I had tried the castle pieces around the Able sisters like I had done on the Nook's Cranny and the museum, but because of the incline being right there, it's a little bit of a tighter space, and there wasn't a lot of space to walk around when I tried castle pieces. So instead I did what I usually do with the Able sisters, and I put the covered counter and the curtain partition in front of the window just so it covers up any clothing that is not in my color scheme and not very cute. You never know what's going to be in the window. So I decided to put this little sewing area in front, and I was not happy with anything that I was putting down. The sewing box doesn't come in purple, or it does come in like a dark blue, but I was trying to go primarily purple with this build. I don't know why. I had the purple path, I had the purple brick path, and the purple customizations for the clothing and the curtains, and so the blue just looked off to me, and so I ended up switching some of these items out, and every single time I put a chair down like this whole day that I was working on these builds, I end up sitting down like every time. It's gonna happen. But I did want to talk to you guys about some changes that are gonna happen with this island. I even tried a butterfly, but I wasn't very happy with the butterfly either. I mean, it looks fine, but I just was trying several different options on the stack of Zen cushions, and I think it was just the blue sewing project that was throwing me off, so I did end up switching that out. And I tried to use this plant partition over here on the side, but I wasn't really vibing with that either, so I ended up extending the wooden planks, and I did like this little seating area on the other side with a bench, and I liked it a little bit better. There's just not a lot of space on these cliffs for anything. So what I wanted to talk about is once I finish this island, I think what I am going to do is I'm going to change the colors back to my original Monarch color scheme and set it back to the fall. I was trying so hard to stunt this tree and it wasn't working because of the triangular topiary. So I had to pick that back up, and then I was finally able to stunt it. But everything was fighting me today. But yeah, I think I'm just gonna, I'll set the DA in this color scheme. We'll do a tour, and then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna change my codes back to what they were originally, the monarch colors, the fall island, and I am going to just leave all of the terraforming and everything pretty much the way it is, and I'm going to switch out the items for like the fall versions, and we are going to redo this island in my original like color scheme and codes, because I've been talking about wanting to do a monarch island you know, for a while. I tried it on this island. Mariposa was supposed to be a fall monarch colored island, and then it was really hard for me at first, but now April Honey has made me a dirt butterfly path that I can use, and I've already done all of the terraforming really on this island. All I have to do is switch out my villagers, my codes, and color scheme, and I don't think it's gonna be like as hard as starting a brand new island. I don't necessarily want to start another island, try to come up with another name, you know, because I loved Mariposa so much. It was hard for me to even come up with that name, and then, you know, to just try to come up with another one that's butterfly, you know, and I don't know that people want to see another butterfly island. I would probably have to wait until next year, and I don't really want to do that. I want to work on it when my inspiration is, you know, there. And so I will have the DA for people to visit, and I'll have the tour, the video, but then I'm going to change out the colors and the items, and we are going to attempt number 2 of the monarch color scheme, because I really want to try that again, and I don't want to have to start a brand new island. And I love the Butterfly River. I would want to do that again. Why do that again and terraform that again on another island, you know? So that is what I'm thinking. So I was having trouble at first with some of the 2x2 items in the game not being in orange or black or brown, which is my original color scheme. Well, like the glowing moss boulders, for instance, and these large mush platforms. And so we just did a little transition area, and now we're working on the blue villagers. So it's pretty self-explanatory. That's why I thought it would be a good idea to talk about this during the speed build. But I could use the decayed tree as a 2x2 item. I can use the evergreen ash. I probably won't use the glowing moss boulder for the monarch color scheme. I'll probably take that item out because it does come in yellow, but it doesn't come in orange, and the yellow is so bright I'm not sure it would work for the color scheme that and the vibe that I'm going with. So that's the unfortunate part, is there's not as many of the items that I love using on this island for like the monarch color scheme, but I could still use like a forbidden altar, or I can still use the giant vines just in the fall version. I can still use the mushroom parasols. I'll just have to recustomize, you know, the pillars and the giant vines, and you know, so some of the things will change in terms of colors or items, but I think it's gonna be good, I'm hoping. But I will have the DA for this color scheme, and so if for some reason I hate it and it's not working out and I need to do a brand new island, then at least I will have the DA set already in this color scheme. And, you know, I can just not worry about that. But I do want to try again with my original idea and color scheme in mind. I just have this vision of a monarch island and I really, really want to try it out. So, I probably won't record speed builds. I'll probably just change it out on my own while my winter island challenge is running. And then when I finish switching out the colors and the items, then I will come back for a tour and you guys can see it. And, you know, then we will have both color schemes, one in the fall and one in the summer. And I thought that would be fun. You know, some people, they just have a forever island and they constantly switch items out and codes out. And so, you know, that's totally fine and fun. And this is not going to be a forever island, but I do like to save all of my DAs and I like to save all of my islands. And luckily I have an SD card for that so that I can bring them up and, you know, go and visit them anytime that I want. So, but just speaking specifically about the build here, this is Blue Bear and Eone's yard, and I wanted to keep their yard primarily blue because they are the blue villagers. I wanted to try to color coordinate my villagers and their yards, and so I did that with the purple villagers, and now I'm doing it with the blue ones, and then I end up doing it with the green ones as well. And the green ones were harder because I did not have a green path. I didn't have green fabric. I didn't have a lot of green codes on this island. It's primarily blue and purple, but I had chosen some green villagers for some reason. And so I did want to try to make their yards green, and so I ended up having to switch out one of my codes for a green fabric. The houses have been really hard to decorate, and I did complete HHP for this island, but I had only unlocked the wooden partition and the simple wooden counters and pillars. I hadn't unlocked any of the other pillars and counters yet, and I really wanted to use the white ones for most of these houses, and so I ended up having to time travel and go to HHP several days in a row in order to unlock all of the counters and the pillars. And I got all the way through to the gold ones, which is the last one, I believe. And then when I time traveled to the next day and I tried to do more houses, they were still not there. The pillars and the counters were not there. Only the wooden ones were there. So I don't really understand what I have to do to get them to show up. I've time traveled. I've unlocked them at HHP. I don't know why they're not unlocking when I go to customize houses and redo houses. So it is pretty frustrating. But in terms of beaches for this island, what I'm probably going to do is just a similar idea to Moss Haven. I did a path going down the beach and I did some mush parasols, and I had some stacked pumpkin towers, spooky towers on the beaches on Moss Haven, but you know, I'm not using that specific item on this island, so I might just have some mush lamps and some of the glowing moss balloons maybe. But I think I'm just going to keep it simple for the beaches because we are going to turn around and change color schemes again. So I hope that's okay. I know that some people really love this version and this color scheme, and I do too. I do. But in terms of a butterfly island, in my head, I'm still picturing the Monarch Island with the Monarch color scheme. And now I have the beautiful butterfly path that April Honey made me specifically, you know. And so I really want to use that path. And so I'm excited about it. But now we are doing the green villager yards. I decided to put their Moroccan sofa in the middle of their houses instead of on the side, and giving them each one, because the incline is to the left there of Murphy's house. And so I just thought that it might obstruct the pathway a little bit if I tried to put a sofa on that side. And I did have to pull the sofa forward just like one tile because the large mush platform there, it was kind of in the back of that coat on the ground, and so it made placing any kind of bushes and flowers behind it a little bit difficult. I think it's on a half tile now or something, and so it kind of messed up my spacing a bit, and so I ended up having to pull it forward just by like one tile. And I didn't even show all of the filling in the back of the houses, but behind the houses I just like to line a bunch of trees and bushes and flowers to fill it in so it looks nice and full and lush, but it's not necessarily somewhere that you would walk, so it's just filling it all in. And I just think it looks nicer when you're looking at the houses in the front. And so what I ended up doing in front of their houses is I put another one of the butterfly ponds in. I am loving putting those everywhere. They're a little bit smaller than the butterfly gardens, and so they fit in a lot of spaces that are big and open, and I just don't know what else to put. I guess I could put like a flower field or something, but other than just filling it with flowers and bushes, I wasn't sure what else to put. And I am trying to use as many butterfly shaped like items and terraforming as I possibly can on this island. And I do think that a lot of the terraforming is going to stay the way it is. I'm just going to switch out the colors of the items and the butterflies. I'm going to go with like the Grand Atlas moth, and the Monarch of course will be the main butterfly once we switch the color scheme, and then the yellow butterfly and the common butterfly of course, and then the paper kite. And I have not used the Grand Alexandra birdwing on this island, but I think for my rock garden that's going to be a good place to put it, as long as I can get my rocks to spawn. They were very stubborn on Moss Haven, and the last one did not want to spawn. So it's always hard when you have so many items on your island and you're filling every single tile and square. Sometimes the game does not want to let the rocks spawn because there's so much going on. But if you do it at the beginning of an island, then you have so much open space. You've got to put mannequins everywhere, or you gotta like place down a whole bunch of weeds, and it's just a lot harder. I tend to do them on as like one of the last things on an island so that they're a little bit easier to get into place, but sometimes they are stubborn. So I did not quite finish the island today. We did have a lot more left than I was anticipating. So I did not finish, but I'm hoping to finish next time. Next time we will work on our yard because I did finally move my house, and we will work on the last 2 frog villager yards. We have Tad and Lily to do, and then I think it's just the campsite and the rock garden. So I'm hoping that maybe I can finish next time, and then we will have a final tour. And then I'm hoping by the beginning of November that I will be finished with this island and ready to bring out my winter challenge. I want that to go in a series of consecutive days because it is a shorter challenge. And so instead of working on several islands at once, I'm just going to have the winter island going, and I'll be working on switching out the codes and colors on this island while that is going. So then after that, I don't know, we'll bring back the all bear island that I started and nobody's seen yet, or, you know, something else. There is a Frosty Nights challenge going on, so I could start the Valentine's Island. I don't know when I'm going to start that, but I'll probably choose Valentine's Day over Christmas or winter because I just am finishing a winter island, so I don't really want to worry about doing another one. So I will probably start that at some point, but I may wait until January to start that. I don't know. We'll see. It may be December when I start that, but I do kind of want to focus on one island at a time now, just because I think it would be easier for all of you. You know, it can get confusing knowing which island I'm doing and if I work on too many. So I don't want there to be confusion or, you know, any kind of burnout. You know, I'm trying not to get burned out on this game, so I think one island at a time is the way to do it. But we're almost finished with this yard. I tried to stick primarily to green, and it is our green villagers, Nibbles and Murphy. So their houses look very similar, and I didn't have the green mum wreath unlocked, so they just have a green glowing moss wreath right now, but I may end up getting that DIY and making it so that that is unlocked, and I can maybe do the green mum wreath for their doors. But for around the pond, I did the same as I had done on the other butterfly ponds. I put a series of the bushes, the flowers, and the little ruined seats with the butterflies on them. And I really love their yards and how they came out. I hope that you guys enjoyed, and I hope that you're okay seeing the rest of this island. I just thought, since I had come so far with this color scheme, and I do really love it, that I would go ahead and set the DA and do a tour so that I would have that for memory. But I really just want Mariposa to be the name for my monarch island and color scheme. I don't want to try to come up with another name. I don't want to try and terraform another big huge butterfly river. You know, I just want it to be this island. And so I am just going to work on that after we do the tour, and I hope that people are excited to see it. I just thought that I could do it off camera, and that way you weren't seeing 2 butterfly islands back to back being built up. But I really love butterflies. My mom always loved butterflies. It's one of her favorite things, and so I think it's just nostalgic for me because I grew up around a lot of butterfly things. And so I hope that you guys enjoyed, and thank you so much for watching. Thank you to all my members. I appreciate you guys so much. Next time, hopefully we can finish this island and then do a tour. And so yeah, I'll bring my helper in and show you the finished product. And we are back, and I have my helper here.
Hello.
Ready to see it?
Yeah.
Okay, so I did the Able Sisters, so just a little sewing area out here. I did switch some of these out because I wasn't happy with the blue sewing project, but I like how it's just like white and purple up here.
Me too.
And then I worked on this transition area in front of this bridge here because it was just empty for the longest time. So I put this big mush platform and these little butterfly ponds with the little shells. I saw a build like this on Pinterest, but it had like the Valiant statue in the middle, and so I just thought that I would do like a mush platform in the middle instead.
I like it.
Like it? And it fills up this space well. And then we worked on our blue villager yards and our green villager yards. So the only things that we have left is this little space over here. I'll probably bring the campsite up to like right here and do that next time. And then we have Tad and Lily's house with the butterfly ponds here to do next time. And then I moved my house over here by the green villager yards. Wasn't sure how to customize it, but I just chose that, and so we'll have to do my yard and the rock garden. This is our green villager yards. So I filled it with a whole bunch of green butterflies and another butterfly pond here in front of their house.
It's cute.
You like the green?
Yeah.
I like
I
the
like green.
And then here's the blue.
You got a lot done today.
I did. I tried to get as much done as possible. It took a really long time, especially to redo their houses, and I kept having to go to HHP because I didn't have all the pillars unlocked. But I do have them unlocked now. What section are they in? See, I have the wooden ones, I have the simple, and I have these tall concrete, I have the marble, I have the steel. I just put the ones in for the gold, so if I go to HHP again, I should have the very last ones. But they're not showing up when I go in and ask Tom to redecorate their houses. I don't know what's going on.
Freak?
I don't know.
The freak?
Yeah, so anyways, but this is how our blue villager yards came out, and we only have a little bit left to do of the island, so I hope that you guys enjoyed. I told them that after we finish this island and do the tour, that I'm going to change the color scheme back to the original version.
Ooh.
With the original codes, and then we'll do another tour of that.
Alright.
So, while the Winter Island challenge is going, I'll be working on that. Alright, so hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks so much for watching, and we will see you next time.
Alright, bye. Make sure to like and subscribe.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.